Hello everyone, welcome to today's Knowledge webinar, Discover ExtrAXION, the Quantity Takeoff application. This webinar is an introduction to ExtrAXION, and George will be demonstrating core features such as ability to measure all types of files, 3D view, labeling legends and drawings, comparison, and so much more. It will be easy to see what sets ExtrAXION apart from anything else that's out there. And let me tell you a little bit about George Kiortsis. He's an experienced CEO with more than 30 years in software development for the construction industry. He's dedicated to helping construction industry professionals manage optimally their businesses for sustainable growth and profitability, which is very important thing these days. And now let me tell you a little bit about Knowledge. Knowledge is changing the way designers purchase 3D software, offering more choices, more freedom, best advice, fast services without any complications. So check us out at knowledge.com. This is the product page where you can find ExtrAXION. Check it out. And we also would like you to get a good look at ExtrAXION beyond this webinar, and we would love to issue a 90-day free trial of the product, and you can claim it easily by emailing sales@knowledge.com. So check back with us. You know, there's nothing better than get your hands on the product so you can really discover what it can do for you. But before that, let's share George's screen so he can give you a little tour around ExtrAXION. Okay, here we go. We should be transitioning to George's screen right now. Great, I can see it.
Hello, Barbara.
Perfectly.
Hello,
we can
everybody.
Hear you.
Okay, so I would like to welcome you to the presentation of ExtrAXION, the quantity takeoff software tool. I will just say 2 words about ExtrAXION. It is available in 8 languages, and it is used in more than 32 countries around the world, either as a standalone application or as a module in other job costing solutions. I will open an existing project. Actually, ExtrAXION allows you to use projects stored in the filing system as we have here, but we can also save projects on a SQL Server installation in order to be able to use it in multi-user mode. This way, more estimators can run ExtrAXION at the same time and work on the same project, even on the same drawing. Let's open an existing project. So here on the left part of the screen, you can see the Measurements tab, where you see all drawings that are imported in ExtrAXION. Below it, you see a measurement sheet and the measurements below that. If we move to the second tab down here, the WBS tab, this is work breakdown structure. You see the groups, work items below them, a multi-level structure is allowed, and below work items you can notice some measurements. There is a third tab available for rebars. This one is an add-on. It's an optional module that allows you to quantify reinforcement bars. Let's begin by trying to add more drawings in that project. We click to the Drawings button, and you get the list of existing drawings in the project. You have the ability to organize your drawings in folders, subfolders, etc., in case of huge projects where you have many drawings. Let's add a new drawing by clicking on the Add Drawings button. You get a list of drawings on your system or your hard disk or your LAN. And let me mention what types of drawings are allowed in ExtrAXION. ExtrAXION supports drawing files like dwgs, dxf, dgn, dwf, image files, scan drawings, BMPs, GPGs, etc., and PDFs. I will add the third floor that was found on a PDF file. I have already added that as an image. By default, ExtrAXION imports PDFs as images. This time, I will import a second instance of this file, the third floor, but I will convert it to vector. In case a PDF is produced by a CAD application or by a PDF printer, there is vector information in that, so we can convert that to a DWG-like file. So it is added in the project, and you get a message at the beginning to specify the scale and some other stuff. So let's scale that drawing. We click on that. And the best way, the more accurate one, is to set the scale on the drawing. So we get another window where you can locate a long direct dimension line, and you just need to click at its ends. Then you type the dimension you see. I keep using a metric system as I'm coming from Europe, but of course, ExtrAXION supports all systems. You can have US engineering, US architecture, etc. As we calibrated that, the drawing is imported in ExtrAXION, and the dimension line that was used for the calibration is shown. I will open the image imported as an image, the third floor that was imported as an image, to see the difference. It's quite good. You can see, you can measure easily on it, but if you zoom in a lot, you will get some noise. In comparison, the vector file, the vectorized file, is almost perfect. So I will begin to show you how you can create a measurement. I will try to measure the tiles on that bathroom, but not the floor tiles, the wall tiles. So I go to the WBS, I select a work item, for example, ceramic wall tiles, and I begin my measurement. I have 4 types of measurements: count, length, area, volume, and some custom measurements that the user can create his own. Let's begin an area measurement. So we give a name to the measurement, and then since we want to measure the wall tiles, we need to select to measure perpendicularly to the drawing. The height should be defined, let's say 2.2 meters. So I click OK, and my measurement procedure begins. You can see the recording button that is hot. We go around the room. We click Escape once to pause the measurement and continue our measurement from the other side of the door. Escape twice finishes the measurement, but we have some tiles above the door. So we can continue the measurement by either clicking on plus or minus to subtract areas or lengths, etc. So let's click continue. Actually, we create a sub-measurement. We can even define a description above door, for example. And of course, the height of those tiles will be just 20 centimeters. on purpose, I will omit the decimal separator. And those tiles won't be on the floor, so the base height will be 2 meters. So I click OK, and I continue my measurement to measure the tiles above the door. Escape twice, we finish again. We have some tiles above the bathtub. The same way, we add more tiles, and the bathtub will be half a meter high. So I continue here, and again here and here. The last thing is that we have some tiles before the bathtub. So I add the last one, half a meter high for the bathtub, 0 the base height, and I measure that. So we just see that the area of these tiles, wall tiles, is almost 18 square meters. As we typed some information, it seems correct, but we are not sure that everything is okay. So we have a tool, the view in 3D. So you click on that, and a 3D view of the measurement is shown, and it's obvious the error. You can see that. So we go back, we click on the measurement, right click on the measurement to edit that. We can see the various sub-measurements we created. Each time you click on a plus or minus, you create a sub-measurement. So we go to the one we want to change, above door. Actually, I don't know if you can distinguish that. The line is different. So even if you don't give any description, you can locate where is your sub-measurement. So we will put here 0.2 for 20 centimeters. Pay attention down here for the area. If you click OK, you will see the difference. It is corrected. And if we see that again in 3D, it will be correct. You can rotate, you can see it in wireframe, whatever you want. Let me close that. So you can check easily in 3D if everything was correct. I will open another drawing to show you. I will open this one. How you can label measurements and figures. I leave only the 3 bedroom floors that were measured before, and I go to the annotations button to label my figures. So you get a window to define the color, the size of labels, etc. You can change that. Let's leave the default values for now. So everything is labeled, each measurement with the description, the result, and the sides are labeled. We can also create a legend. We have various types of legends. Let's use this one. Even those can be changed and customized by the user. Let's use that. So a legend is created up here. You can take it from here and to put it wherever you want. I can even split the legend and get, for example, this line to put it below A1 bedroom 1 or bedroom 3, whatever you want. You can move them in order to show stuff for your reviewer. I will open another drawing now to show you about revisions. I open this one. This is a dwg file. So we have the ability to compare the drawing with its revisions. This one is revision 1. So I click on the compare button, and I can select revision 2. This is the revision 2. So I select that. I can do an image comparison. So we put one drawing over the other, and we show the differences. For example, here, a chair is missing from the revision 2. So something is missing. Here, something was added. If instead you do a dwg comparison, this is more clever. So you get again in red what is missing, in blue what was added, and in green what was changed. And you have also the ability to see all three views, the overlay, the original drawing, and the modified one. So you can locate down here the chair that is missing from the modified. I will move from one to the other for you to be able to see. And of course, the rooms also are bigger up here on the revision. I will close that, and I will open another drawing to show you some other option for revisions, for comparing. I will open this drawing, which is an electrical diagram, and I will do again a comparison with its revision 2. This is revision 1, and I click OK. Again, we put one drawing over the other, and we see the differences. So these two drawings seem similar, no differences. But if you see down here, you can see that this UPS, the autonomy was changed from 10 minutes to 30 minutes. It's a slight change, but it may affect the cost. So you can use drawings comparison in order to locate small differences even in text. Let's close those drawings. I will leave only the one we saw before to show you something else. Auto count. We can count automatically. So let's begin a count measurement. I won't use the manual marking method, but I will count blocks or text. Let's use another color. So I select this method. You get another window where on the left part of the screen, you see all blocks that are available in that drawing. You can select one of them, for example, the copier. Its representation is shown up here. It's marked on the drawing, and it is counted. As descriptions of blocks are not always so clear, you have another option to click on the drawing and select something that might be a block, this chair, for example. You click on that, you see the representation of the block. It is chair 7 block. Everything is marked, and it's counted. We have 40 chairs in that drawing. You have also the ability to select a region using this button, for example, the northern part of the building. So only those chairs that are in that area are counted. We have just 23 chairs, and all those which are on the bottom, at the bottom, are not counted. The block count is not only that this tool can do. We can also search and count text instances. For example, the 10 that is here can be counted, and it can also be combined with blocks. For example, if a designer inserted as a block some ball valves, and as we know, ball valves are of several diameters. So we might have 1/2 inch valves or 3/4 of an inch valves, etc. So he might enter in the block as an attribute the text of 3/4 of an inch or half an inch. So we can combine the search in order to count blocks that have that text attribute. You just type the text here and it finds and it counts only valves that are half an inch or 3/4 of an inch. Or if you leave empty that field, you will count all blocks valves. So you will count all of them. If you update and close, this measurement is passed here, so we have counted 23 items. I will show you something else that is very important in extraction, that we have the ability to link a measurement with more than one work item. I will leave only one measurement here on, and I will edit that. As we actually created a polyline to measure the floor of this bedroom, but if we go to the WBS item, you will see it again here. This is, let me show. Okay, we have this one. So this one is below ceramic floor tiles. But as the same area might be used for ceramic floor base, or we have a baseboard around that. So we could link the same measurement with other work items. Let's do that. Right click, edit the measurement. So you see here the work items that are linked with this measurement. I click on that and I have the ability to link to more work items. So I select from the WBS, I select ceramic floor base. It is linked to that too. And I select also the baseboard. So I go to the baseboard, but the baseboard here, it's not an area measurement as the other two. So I need to add a formula here. For example, let's say the perimeter of that polyline is L minus, let's subtract the door width, 0.9 meters. So if we click OK, and again OK, you will see the following. Ceramic floor tiles, this is the initial measurement. But we see the same measurement below ceramic floor base with the same result. And we see it again below baseboard with this is the length of this, the perimeter of this polyline minus the entrance of the door. So you have the ability to link a measurement with more than one work items, even adding an Excel-like formula in order to change the result. I will move on to show you some new, it's not new, quite new, but it's very interesting. We have the ability in extraction to be used in multi-user mode. So I will change the database. I select the database to a SQL Server database. I will select this database. So now I will enter as user 1 and I go to the project. I will open, I have the same project in the database. So I open that project and I will open also the first measurement sheet by double clicking. It's open. I will minimize that in order to, I will zoom out. So I will run extraction a second time like another user. And this time I will be user 2. I enter the software, I minimize that, and I put that on the right part of the screen, and I open again the same project. And I will open the same measurement sheet. Open. Now, as the first user has already opened that, you see that we get a message. Okay, we opened that, but we are in read-only mode. You cannot change stuff here. You cannot measure on that. But in case you want to use the same drawing, you have the ability to use another measurement sheet. So this drawing has 2 measurement sheets. I can open this one. By double-clicking, I get the same drawing, but to measure electrical cables, whatever. So this way, with ExtrAXION in multi-user mode, you have the ability to put more than one estimators to work on the same project, even on the same drawing, but on different measurement sheets. Anyway, I revert back to the local database, and I open again our project, the one we were using before. Now, I want to share with you something that is quite interesting and unique. We have the ability, using the library, to create custom measurements. The user, you can create your own types of measurements. Let me share with you the global parameters window, where we can have several parameters, P1, P2. For example, P1 is the floor height. We might have a default height for our buildings, the insulation thickness, etc. These parameters can be used in formulas when you link a measurement with a work item. So let's open the custom measurements window. Here, I will open one of them that is easier to understand as an example. So we have a description. Actually, the goal for this custom measurement is, with one polyline around a room, to measure flooring, ceiling, baseboard, and wall area. It is based on length measurement. These are the basic 4 types of measurements we have: count, length, area, volume. Below here, we have some local parameters. That is, for example, beam is the subtracted beam area, the door's width that can be measured on the drawing, the window's height, some with a default value, the door's height, and the window's width that also can be measured on the drawing. Below here, we have some ready-made calculations. I will begin from the second one, flooring, ceiling. No, this is the best. Baseboard. As this measurement is basically a length measurement, R is the result, the length of this polyline. If you leave your mouse on the header of the column formula, you can see what parameters can be used in formula. For example, R is the measurement result. So the length of the baseboard will be the length of the polyline that we go around the room minus door width. Okay, let's move to the flooring, ceiling. This is the area of that polyline. So we have the third option, area. I just click on that and it is sorted. Anyway, wall area, let's study that. R is the length of the polyline, the result, the main result. We multiply the perimeter by P1. You remember the parameter for the height of the rooms, minus the openings, door width multiplied by the height, window width multiplied by the window height minus beam area. So the best way to understand that is to show you. I will create a new a new measurement on this drawing to better understand what we have here. So let's assume that we want to measure this bedroom 2, but not only the floor plan. We want to measure everything: the walls, the ceiling, the baseboard, etc. So we move to the WBS 3. We select the work items we want. For example, gypsum board for the walls. I keep pressing the control key on my keyboard, and I select also ceramic floor tiles for the floor, and baseboard for the baseboard, and something for the ceiling, gypsum board ceiling. So I have pre-selected 4 work items, and I go to measure, to use the custom measurement we just saw before. I click on that. I give a description, room 2, for example. Here you see that it is already linked with our work items. Here we have the formula that we need to add. So let's begin from flooring. This is A, as you can see here. A is the area of the polyline, A. If we move to ceiling, again, it's A, but I will make it a little more complicated. Let's assume that in that room, the ceiling, we have some decorative wooden band around the room of 20 centimeters wide. So we will subtract 20 centimeters multiplied by the length of the perimeter, by L, in order to calculate gypsum board ceiling. Move to the baseboard. We have a formula here that we explained before. You can copy that, but you can also double click on that, it goes up here. The same for walls. I double click on that, it goes up here. So I click OK. And now I'm ready to add some local parameters values. For example, the beam subtracted area would be that. The doors width, I can type it, but I can also specify the length on the drawing. So I go here and I give the length of this door. And the windows height, we can change the default values. And the windows width, I mark them on the drawing. And this window too. So I finished my local parameters, and now I'm ready to measure the room. I go around here to measure the whole room. I made a mistake. I do undo, Control Z, and I continue until here. Escape twice, I finished. So let's see what we have done. I begin from ceramic floor tiles. This is the yellow measurement. So it's 14.60.6 square meters, this room, the area. If we go to the ceiling, it's less because we have the wooden band around that, as we said before. If we go to the baseboard, it is the length of this, the perimeter of this room minus the door opening. And at last, if we go to the walls around this room, it is the area around minus the openings, minus the beam area. We have an option here. If we go to the project measurements parameters, we have the ability to change the height of the room in order to change the results of the quantification. You can see here that this was 62 square meters. Now that I change that, I click OK and I recalculate the project. This will be changed. It will be less because we have less height now. So this way, you can create scenarios playing with the parameters and their values. If we move to the wall, interior wood, excuse me, just a minute, partition walls, this is it. It's less now, it's 45. So you can use that to the custom measurements and parameters in order to speed things up. You can create your own custom measurements as soon as you will be more, you will feel more comfortable with extraction. You will be able to automate things with custom measurements, etc. The last thing I want to show you is a new feature we have added. I will open another drawing, this one, the scanned one, to show you inside-out wall measurements. I will hide all measurements, and let's assume that we want to measure this external wall, but we want to measure the area, the external area and the internal area with one polyline. So we go again to the WBS. We go to, for example, to the plastering. We select exterior plaster and interior plaster. We create a new area measurement. Let's say this is walls. Let's use another color because this one is not so good. We have linked already with those two work items, and in the line type, I have the ability to change the width, etc. But in this case, I will use this one to define the exact width of the wall, which is 20 centimeters, and the main line, the one I will use to draw the wall, will be on the left side. I will show you what I mean. And the transparency of the offset line that will be created, 50. I will measure perpendicularly to the drawing, and now we define the common height, 3.2, and we are ready to measure. So I begin from here, and I am on the left side of the wall. That's what a left meant. So I click around, and I go to measure everything. Just a minute, because I pan a little bit. I won't measure it the whole room, the whole building. It doesn't matter. So an offset line is created automatically. It is transparent, so you can locate the windows, etc. You see this arrow. This means that this line is the main line, the one we draw. So this one is on the left part of the wall. Now, in order to, I will edit the measurement to add some formula to the work items. So, if you leave again your cursor on the formula column header, you will see that we have R left, R right. So, in that case, R left is the exterior plaster. So, I put here R left. And the interior plaster is the right part, RR. So if I click OK and OK, you will notice here that the exterior plaster is 108 square meters. And the interior is less because, as you can easily see, this area is bigger than the inside area. So this way, with the offset line, you can measure both sides with just one polyline. And with that offset, let's say, technology, you can also measure, for example, backfilling in an excavation around the building, adding as an offset, let's say 1 meter or 3 feet for you, to calculate the backfilling, etc., without measuring twice. That's all for today. I just showed some of the features of extraction. You can see more in our videos. And before finishing, I want just to show you a little bit about rebars. This will be probably shown in detail in another webinar, but let me go to the library so you get a glimpse of rebars. So we have rebar data, structural elements, beams, columns, footing, slabs, etc. Rebar types, some bars are main bars, auxiliary, additional, etc. In the center, we have rebar sizes. These are the metric with the weight per meter and the imperial for your market in order to know the weight for each bar. And the last thing is that we have a rich library that is created from experienced civil engineers, structural engineers. We have some predefined shapes for beams. If we move down, more than 150 already made shapes for columns, for footing, stirrups, links, slabs, etc. So with this add-on, it's an extra module in extraction. You can quantify also reinforcement bars. As we have not enough time, I will just show you something in order to help you. If you download the trial, you can go to settings. Just a minute, I will close that. If you go to settings, to drawing and measurement settings, you can change the default units type to whatever you like in order to have it ready to all drawings you add in extraction. That's all from me today. I thank you very much for your attention and your attendance, and I'm willing to reply to any questions you may have.
Thank you
very much.
So much. Thank you, George. That was so clear, and your presentation was really flawless. Thank you so much. I know it's not easy, presenting live. We're going to be here for another couple of minutes, waiting for your questions. In the meantime, I want to take the screen back, and I would like, just a second, I would like to thank you for attending today, and I would like to show you where you can find extraction on our website, noveg.com. Search for extraction is all there, the entire line of product. Again, like George said, test it out, request the free trial. It's it's important to, especially to have it for such an extended period of time, so you can really get into the crannies and nooks and see exactly what extraction can do for your specific type of workflows. So yeah, we're here for questions. If there's no questions, I want to thank George again. That was wonderful, and hopefully it's not just the first, but it'll be the first in a long series of webinar. We're very much looking forward to a presentation about the rebars. So maybe
Thank you very much.
Yeah, maybe
Barbara.
the beginning of the next year. We'll talk later, you and I. In the meantime, yeah, I urge everybody to test it out. Email sales@noveg.com and have fun with the extraction software. And have a great rest of the day, everybody. I don't see any questions, so George has been extremely clear. I can see why there's not much to ask. But thanks again for joining us today, and bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you.